Fellow Sierra Leoneans, this na Dr. Sylvia Blyden, and this na my 64th audio in my ongoing series of Address to the Nation. We go call them audio number 064, and I did do them today, Saturday, April 30, 2022. Please do not excuse the sound of my voice. I know they feel too well from Thursday evening to now. Also, not excuse the sound of the generator at the background. The generator will put on because the whole day will not get light. The one we put on now, and the one we get very loud noise. So that noise at the background and the big generator in noise. Now, as una might recall, inside audio 63, the one before this one, I mean, tell una say I grab middle net for just do that audio day because they receive so many messages, and that was a mistake. Waiting happen. Me a person normally I work in the night, and then I can sleep early morning hours. Unfortunately, on Tuesday until Wednesday, I don't sleep much because get so much paperwork for do. So don't plan now. Say Wednesday night for meet up Thursday morning, I will finally able to sleep well, so that Thursday morning I can grab fresh for gonna court. But the mistake what I do when so many people when they call, they ask me these questions about this court case, I push myself for grab for can't do this audio number 63. And when I can do them, get for now call me volunteer the way he assist me for share. Get for call and say, dear, this audio una share them na all groups. And in the process, it was, by the time I done the audio, the share, it was almost getting to daybreak. So I not sleep much. And then get for going to court now on that Thursday day. Then we didn't court the whole day after 5. Because the judge may for read everything out, read all things, and then they may get to the lawyer, then they give the exchanges for the cost, no cost, adjourn, and then the judge come back in. So imagine I not sleep now, basically from Tuesday night, I not sleep till that Thursday day, till commander court. And then me motoka not maybe impact me at the court. I get for work as some of them I go don't see the video where the work as here for go me to say me motoka in there. So straight from court after that 5 p.m. day, we see a kind of motoka, a kind of house, straight na my house. We see a kind of Osaka lead on up na me house that Thursday day after court. I not come on na me house stay now this Saturday while they talk so because develop fever and malaria symptoms because I overwork my body. So I have not been well. I have been quite unwell, but at least today much better. But the whole of yesterday, Friday, and of course the whole of Thursday night, I was not well. Had like this fever and this hoarse throat. So why are they talk all this? Why are they start taking me time to talk all this? Now there are these audios them where they all out. Then they talk about how after the court, me and some other people then we go up in a lodge to the president and the first lady, we go jubilate and dance up there. How we go to Ibrahim Sori in house, na some kind of address, we go there, confusion border for be secretary, not for be secretary. You see, all of those na lies. First of all, the first lady, Fatima Bio, the time way then they read judgment in the court Thursday. That woman they corner. It don't left free tongue, it don't go corner. So the issue of me they go up there for go jubilate, not even count. Secondly, Alfred Peter Conteh and all of them people then, they na court as see them. We court done, all man go them way. Me no side and go. Me can me are sick. Because I know me sleep from Tuesday night. They have forced me after Wednesday. They are not sleep for do that broadcast. So people them all waiting they tell una how me go meeting, me want be secretary, that one they want be secretary, this get confusion, then go to President's Lodge, then ask for 300 policemen. All na lies. But una not for surprise, una for sabi them people they are by now. Then one day they lie. They take pride for sidom, build up story and lie on people them. So una not for too surprise. But there I want for assure una that all that them broadcasting, they not lie and they lie. And then una need for understand this judgment, because a lot of people them they confuse what in this judgment really say. Let me make it very, very clear to una. The judgment very bulky. It get boku issues then they are not able to handle all the issues them with the inside it tonight. But I definitely will touch on a small segment of them. Very important for me to explain to una because people are confused. And then I will round up tonight's broadcast for talk about the qualifications of the judge, because it's very important to make a touch on that issue day tonight. So I will try my best for touch on them. But the small issue I want for talk to people then for understand about that judgment day. First of all, una need for understand what's in a democracy, because people then maybe now they don't understand what's in a democracy, maybe then they misunderstand the judgment. Democracy is a give and take. Democracy is the majority they get what they want, but the minority for able for talk. The minority for get chance for able for talk. So even though you know boku inside the grouping, una own group not plenty, but una forget the opportunity for able for talk. You should be heard. In a democracy, the minority should have their say and the majority will have their way. In other words, who that plenty now in they hold the sway in the democracy. But it not mean to say because una plenty, una need give chance to the one they were not plenty for talk. Then self need for get opportunity for talk. So that is a key concept of democracy where people then for understand, so that una can able understand this judgment. A second aspect of democracy very important for understand is that elections very important. Nobody know they can impose himself upon people them. People then forget the right for elect their leaders. People forget the right for elect who that they preside over them. That's not a key element of democracy. Now, this judgment, you get one side panam way. I believe saying that the most important side pan the judgment to me, the most important side. Now the side where the judge say, and I listen keenly this part because this is very important. Excuse me, throat. The judge say, he say for ensure unity inside the APC party, this transitional committee, this temporary committee where he don't create, it's a simple majority. Now they decide waiting na the way forward. So in other words, that 21-man committee, the judge say 11 people when a simple majority out of the 21 man. Now 11 people them, where them vote, whatever that 11 people they say, now him they pass. This is very important for people then for understand. If una turn to page 61 of the judgment, this wonderful judgment. If una turn to page 61 of the judgment, that's on good day. The judge give orders, and there orders in the order number 8. It describe this interim body. But then when you turn to page 61, and the orders them, you get a sub-order under order 10, a sub-order, with a sub-order 6. Let's read them out. It say in English, it say, in order to achieve unity within the party, decisions of the ITGC shall be by simple majority. What in this here mean in Creole? It say for make sure say unity dey na the party, draw not dey na the party. The majority, the simple majority, whatever they say, na in they pass. Per how for govern the APC under this temporary committee we create. Now, if out of 21 people, the judge say 11, say no more, say 11 no more than they need for agree. Waiting no more they agree, nef court. This very, very important. Then, the judge took them twice. Where they show you say, no mistake, you know exactly what he say twice. They talk about Alfred Peter Conteh, the people the way Alfred Peter Conteh get for nominate for go na this committee. Twice. The first time on page 48 of the judgment, paragraph 78(1). It says Alfred Peter Conteh will nominate 9 people, one of whom shall be the chairman. Then on page 48. He said the plaintiff and Alfred Peter Conteh shall nominate 9 persons to the committee, one of whom shall be the chairman. Then on page 48. For sure you say the judge no mistake. You know exactly what he want. He repeats the exact same word again on page 58. I turn to page 58. On page 58, he repeats the same word again under the orders the way they give, order 8. He said the plaintiff, Alfred Peter Conteh, shall nominate 9 persons to the committee, one of whom shall be the chairman. The judge no ever say that Alfred Peter Conteh they can't choose the chairman. You not say so. And he can't even say so. Because as I tell you just now, in a democracy, now the majority that they choose who they for preside over them. So what did the judge say is that then 9 people then they will Alfred go nominate. The committee, the 21-man committee, now pandan 9 days then they go choose who that they can be then chairman. That's why Alfred Peter Conteh they choose who that they be then chairman. No. That will not be democracy. When the committee meet, and then for meet before the end of May 12th, now that 10 days then they choose who that forbidden chairman. So, Alfred Peter Conteh can nominate 9 people, And for that 9 days until in go get Mr. XY. Now Mr. XY in want for be chairman. But if the 21 man don't constitute themselves, then say no, upon this 9, not to Mr. XY we want as chairman. We prefer Mr. AB. We Alfred Peter Conteh nominate. Now Mr. AB they be the chairman. So una we confuse the fee to say that Alfred Peter Conteh they can impose a chairman on the 21-man committee. No, una don't mistake. If now that's the judge me want, the judge me for be very specific by saying that the chairman shall be nominated by Alfred Peter Conteh. But I not say so. He said Alfred Peter Conteh will nominate 9 people. And upon that 9 day, now then they pull the chairman. Who that they pull the chairman? In a democracy, now the 21-man committee go choose the chairman. Alfred Peter Conteh cannot impose a chairman on the 21-man committee. It doesn't work that way. And the judge know what they do. He's a very intelligent judge. There is no way you could just say Alfred Peter Conteh they can impose who that they be the chairman. No. Out of the 9 where Alfred Peter Conteh they nominate, the 21-man committee will choose the chairman from one of the 9 then they. Simple. That's what the order is. Secondly, and make a handle this issue of this secretary, because then they make so much propaganda out of this whole secretary issue. Look me, pour me, then I'm a sick one, I get flu, because I not rest, I overwork myself, so I can't, human being, your body can just say no, enough is enough, you need for rest. So I've been resting, I not even left me host. For me, I come more cut, we say I can me host, straight na me host, I not even left, I not feel well. But you get people already out there, they lie about how I go meeting, at this, because I want to be secretary, I want to be this. Well, first of all, Alfred Peter Conteh not get no say in who that they be secretary. Don't get that clear. Una so confused. Una so confused. Una don't propaganda te. Una confused by una self. Now the 21-man committee, where they go down sit down, where they don't meet, where they don't constitute themselves. Now they therefore decide amongst themselves now who that they be secretary. Not to Alfred Peter Conteh. Alfred Peter Conteh na 9 names to get. And out of 21 man, if Alfred Peter Conteh get 9 names, automatically Alfred Peter Conteh is the minority. And the minority will be allowed to have their say. It's a democracy. But they cannot have their way. So whosoever they in control of that majority number in that committee, and they control the APC business. Not Alfred Peter Conteh. So whosoever they be the secretary, and this is critical, it not get nothing to do with Alfred Peter Conteh. So one of the go and lie, say how Sylvia Blyden and Alfred Peter Conteh don't fall out because Sylvia want to be secretary, Bundu Sef want to be secretary. It doesn't make sense because Alfred Peter Conteh cannot dictate who is the secretary. And there is no mention of who should be the secretary. In fact, when the 21-man committee meet, they can take a decision, say, we want a secretary, we're not a part of we self in a 21-man committee. We want somebody from outside who feels they could be a very good secretary for cancer vote committee. So they can bring somebody from outside. The person will get voting right, he can't cast the vote, but then they take all the minutes, then they issue press releases, then go be the secretary. Because you can be a secretary to a committee, but you're not to part of the committee. That works. So this issue in the game, and not just the cheapness of them propaganda, they don't lost the case, they don't disgrace the jihadists then, they may feel say they're so powerful. Look at them, look rubbish right now. They are now non-entities, so they are confused. I am the greatest winner in all of this because this was my case. I listed out all these issues for Save This Party. And there are some technical and legal things them we're still there ahead of we will get for overcome. This journey is just start. I know it's here the talk. The journey just start. We get a long journey ahead for rebuild this party from scratch. At this point, if I go further, make a play an interview broadcast by West Africa Democracy Radio. This is not the most powerful democracy radio in the whole of West Africa. It covers the entire West Africa. Make I just play the interview we then do about the judgment, and then I will come back in and continue with tonight's broadcast.
The decision has brought relief to many members of the party, including Dr. Sylvia Blyden, who is said to have come under several vicious attacks for being vociferous on the same issues. Dr. Blyden has also been expressing her excitement about the ruling.
It's a fantastic ruling. It's a great ruling. It's a great day for democracy. And it has named and shamed the former president, the now outgone chairman and leader, as the dictator that he is. He's a terrible dictator and he's been exposed. Today is a great day for democracy in Sierra Leone, not just for the APC party, but for the country as a whole. We had a former president whom we all looked up to as a chairman and leader to guide us on the path of democracy. And what he did was to turn himself into a dictatorial monster for selfish reasons. So we brought him to court, and we have got justice today. Well, we have to start to rebuild our party again from what Sheikh Stevens and the founding fathers meant for this party. Because Ernest Bai Koroma has destroyed our party, completely destroyed our party with his attitude. And it's going to be a long journey to rebuild the party from scratch, but we are very hopeful, and by the grace of God Almighty, we believe we'll be able to live up to the expectations of the founding fathers of this political party.
The APC National Executive Officers and the Office of the Chairman and former President Ernest Bai Koroma are yet to respond to the court's directive. Patrick Salia, WADR Newslink, Freetown.
Now, me people them, una listen me with the West Africa Democracy Radio. It's an international radio. With the interview me that day, and una hear what I say, and that is just the truth. We get for build the party back to waiting Shaka Robin Stevens and the founding fathers they may want for our party. We get for build the party back from scratch. Ideology of the party, the greatness of the party. We get a lot of work for do. And as I say, me are the winner in all of this. This is my case. I won. I'm the greatest winner in all of this. And I know say huge challenges there ahead of we. And I have to make sure say this thing where I don't win up and so I continue for make we win them and we overcome them challenges in there, because there are serious technical and legal challenges ahead that are going to face the APC very soon. And I have to make sure I am on top of things. So there is no way I go reduce myself to become secretary to committee. No way. It's not possible. I need a complete independence for ensure say wetin I want for me party. The restoration of the ideals of the founding fathers. The restoration of the ideals will make Shaka Robin Stevens break away from the SLPP and decide, say, no, we need a party that will be a better option than the SLPP. The restoration of them values, then I'm not going to reduce myself to becoming a secretary to a committee. So that nonsense, then they talk. I want complete independence, because if I did a committee, then I will go for do a thing called team playing. When I do anything wrong, I have to be a team player. But if I did outside, I don't win up to this point. Of course, everybody will honest. No saying that me fight this battle. Other people then they can't hang on. I just they look there, smile, and shake my head. This is my battle. Even up to the point where they say they don't make constitution. I had to go again to the PPRC. I go fight the back now the PPRC for young people then, because a party cannot grow without the young people. Go fight back again for make sure say every single position should be elected. So much things they will go fight the PPRC will make we get that kind of constitution today. everything that was taken to that court, whether not the NRM or whether not Alfred Peter Conteh, those are my handwritten articles. I wrote those opinions, guiding and advising the party. This is my case. This is my victory. This is my greatness. I'm not going to reduce the great victory by becoming secretary to a committee. No way. I'm going to be above that, and I'm going to make sure that the committee does what it is supposed to do. I'm going to be on their tails. And I can only do that from an independent perspective. So whosoever want for stagger, want for do things in the wrong way, I will be there on their necks to make sure they do the correct thing to restore the glory of the APC. So this issue, when they try for reducing things to just pettiness, no. I'm not interested. I have won the biggest battle, and history will judge me correctly. I have single-handedly fought big giants and brought them down. History go repay me. Posterity go write and down. If today we have our young people vibrant and ready to take up the reins in the next generation, na me cause them. Because otherwise, if I don't go fight for the PPRC, only God knows where we would be. Same way so, if I don't point out all those clauses in the 1995 Constitution, na me raise them all. Nothing other than the way Alfred Peter Conteh write. Those are all my words. Nothing other than the way NRM na they write. Those are all my words. The credit is mine. The glory is mine. The greatness is mine. And the victory is mine. I am the winner in all of this. And I don't go cheap in me winning by allowing people to derail the agenda. No. The agenda is rebuild the APC back to what the founding fathers want. Simple. So, on a rest assured, I am not interested in any secretary position. Whosoever cook up that story, they don't even know the procedures, because the only time they go choose a secretary, now when the 21-man people they meet. And Alfred Peter Conteh with only 9 people, he has no say to dictate on who becomes the secretary, because there are under another different 12 people. When I then get the say, apart from 9, those 12 people I then really get the say. So, putting up these rumors about Sylvia and Alfred Peter Conteh fallout, no. Alfred Peter Conteh, from where he refused for Maker join the case, because as I said, there are technical and legal issues coming ahead. From where he refused for Maker join the case last year, I have not spoken to him, I have not seen him. Pass with me and seen a court that day. Now they provoke and say, hey, you can't salon, and not no self say you can't salon. Because Alfred is in town. He was in court. When the court gets done, then go their way. Me say for work I go my way. I not see them. I not talk to them. From that day in a court. In fact, I not even well. I didn't have my house. I not feel well. I had fever. So whatever then they tell you now about Sylvia want to be this, it's an agenda. They know that I want a good and sober APC party. So then they play the same game where they play all this time for dirty Sylvia in name. If we talk then liar, but time will lie say this, will lie say that. The grassroots then go hate and this thing, they not go like them. We're all now waste of time. Person like me were blessed so that me then they hate. It's not possible. I'm blessed. Across this country, north, south, east, west, northwest, I'm highly blessed and favored. I'm anointed. So you know they will pull me to people them. That day, we don't pass that stage day. So all the lies here when they come up with, I want big una stop for lie for me. People know they believe una. All waiting they happen, they go just ask Doc na so. I said no so. It don't done. Nobody they believe una because una lie man then. All day una they lie. Whereas me, nothing about ever tell this party we don't prove for be lie. Because me not they lie. Everything I don't say, everything I don't advise this party, that the correct thing. Now, let's come to the issue of the qualifications of Justice Adrian Fisher. It's very important to make a handle this issue because it has to do with the credibility of a democracy. Now, the judgment where Justice Adrian Fisher give, I'm not going to say perfect because no judgment is not perfect. And even myself, I don't see one or two small area them where they wonder how they go, do this or do that. Well, that's a small, minute area anyway. So no judgment is perfect. But this particular judgment where Adrian Fisher give, it's a superb judgment. It covers so many issues. And it even empower the outgoing status quo. Because then they can end up the outgoing status quo. They can get 11 people in that committee. 11. Because every single member of parliament was chosen by the outgoing status quo. And it's by Kroma and Yansane that then signed the nomination papers for becoming members of parliament. So these are their people. Whoever they come up from the youth, whoever they come up from the women, whosoever they come up from the diaspora, these are all annexed by Kroma's people. So automatically 11 status quo people. Automatically 11. 8 members of parliament who went there through the signature of Anes by Kroma and Usman Fode Yansane. 3 who will be coming from youth, women, diaspora, who are all status quo people. So automatically you don't get 11, which is the majority. And Adrian Fisher, so brilliant in judgment, he said for create and ensure say unity then at the party. Now 11 people then are the simple majority. So I don't see what he do. He don't allow Alfred Peter Conteh, the minority, forget 9 people. So Alfred in 9 people them, including the chairman, we then get for elect amongst themselves. 10 people and they then allow them forget them say, because that's what democracy says. Then go allow them forget them say. But Alfred Peter Conteh's 9 people cannot get their way. They will get their say. They will allow them for talk and talk and talk and talk. But if they cannot get the 11 people, plus whosoever will be the legal advisor, they make the 12%. If they're not able, the 9 not able to get them for agree to anything, then the 9 are for just democracy practicing, then we allow them forget them say, but they will not have their way. This is a superb way for Adrian Fisher for maintain the status quo without the dictatorial presence of Anes by Kroma, Usman Fode Yansane, and all these other stooges, flotsam and jetsam, as we can say. So Adrian Fisher cleverly removed all of these dictators, but he still maintained the status quo. So the party is still going to have a semblance of unity. And he brings in Alfred Peter Conteh as a minority, 9 minority, even though then they come with the largest number from a bulk status, but all the balanced people them, that's status quo people them. So Alfred Peter Conteh is going there as a minority, but he's going to have his say. Then we'll get a chance. Then 9, they would have their say, but they cannot have their way. Brilliant judgment. Now, I don't see this paper from General Legal Counsel. Let me first see them. From 2020, I don't see this paper. People then can forget. This Adrian Fisher, now then prosecute me. Adrian Fisher. Me, I decided I'm not one lawyer because the way I don't see the politics they play. I say I know they get no lawyer. I go defend myself. If I go die now, let die. I know say yes, I do my best. Then I gotta bring lawyer away now, he go sell me out. So I defend myself. The first day where you go in the Adrian Fisher, then we don't tie them, plan everything. Now I talk to the magistrate, say I want to take the witness stand. I want to swear under oath against in affidavit where he carry it. This Justice Adrian Fisher, that ain't a lawyer. When I don't talk done under oath, now the magistrate court, now I say I concede. Only a lawyer with decent, now I go behave, I behave. He say I concede. He say, but let the magistrate decide now, because the arguments that were put forward are answer all in affidavit we can without a lawyer. I didn't understand, not all no book, not all no pen, no nothing, just using my common sense and the small knowledge of the law. I answer Adrian Fisher in affidavit we can with. In Ibubia, he said he concede. He said, but let the magistrate decide. So the magistrate, you know, like you don't take the decision, say this if I go down. Now I take this choice, say yes, and they refuse me bail. Even though Adrian Fisher, as a decent lawyer, me don't concede. So then send me go down on the Pademba Road. But then he never went to the court again. Never. From that first day, never go to the court. Because I don't see now say, hey, this lady, he looks sabi these legal issues. Because I don't begin to say now, no way, not didn't able me. But he, whether you like it or not, he prosecuted me. He went there with vigor for prosecute me. So I have no reason to defend him. Secondly, when they decide, say, when they don't see the case, the magistrate case, don't crumble, na they are not. Waiting and say they charge me for boto bata, roto rata, nonsense. Now this government make go na court. See them go with an escomine picture all as exhibits. I'm telling you. Big full case. And that's why I'm ready for the. I can come out at the Pademba Road. They put me at the Pademba Road truck for Kemi go for the charges. That's why I can laugh na me. I say they were to go deal with them back today. Because I'm innocent a big full case. So when they don't see the case don't scatter at the end, then they come with fresh case. They say contempt of court. Whether they put it back. This same Adrian Fisher, now I'm the lawyer for contempt of court. Then call him back, say for can't prosecute me. But by God's grace, and I will spend time for talk about that one day later. I come back again for the high court cases. So Adrian Fisher prosecutes me in the magistrate court. He can me go back the high court for prosecute me. But God make a come on at the two case them. The same Adrian Fisher, when I apply last year, say I don't see loopholes and the argument. I don't see some technical issues where they come up. I need for can join this case. He refused. He said me go can't waste time the case. Because I guess he knows say me na person way are very diligent and thorough. So then I say no, he not agree because me go can't waste time the case and he wants his case for done. So Adrian Fisher refused for me for join the case. Adrian Fisher don't prosecute me in life. Not to one time, twice. But me people, when something get for do with the sanctity of a nation, when something get for do with the good of the state, we get for learn as a people for put aside any personal bias and tell the people, the listeners, then the truth. Me people, let nobody not fool now. Adrian Fisher was fully qualified for practice law. Fully qualified for practice law. And currently, he is fully qualified for be a judge. Make I explain. When I see that letter where they pass with General Legal Counsel, that letter is very incomplete. Because the letter failed for state say, when they refuse for give Adrian Fisher for come back on the roll, he carried the General Legal Counsel to court. He sued them in court. And he win them in a court. Where the court said and say, we are not going to right for say this man not for join the role. This man not supposed for practice. We are not going to right. So we are go back and do the correct thing. There was a judge who put her, and the news was out. Standard Times carried that story there. Adrian Fisher win the General Legal Counsel. So that letter they were in the right is very incomplete. And most unfortunately, I would say it is reticent because it left out a huge chunk of the fact that the court of Sierra Leone don't order the General Legal Counsel say they're wrong. Secondly, Adrian Fisher, now one of the few Sierra Leone trained lawyers who is recognized in the United Kingdom as a lawyer. How do I know this? I investigated him last year. I personally investigated him, not last year, 2 years ago. What I can tell people, they say I get for go ECOWAS court. They know they understand. They can feature the joke. I like the joke. I get for go ECOWAS court. What happened to me? And part of my research work what they do was when I hear say Adrian not qualified, I decide for do my investigation because I would have added it to my bundle for the ECOWAS court that he was not even qualified for prosecute me. So I wrote to the bar, the England get this called bar standards. They even get a website where you see the names of all who that they recognize as lawyers. So I went there in the year 2020. I write to them and then confirm to me, then not only confirm to me, then send me a database. Who say Adrian Jocelyn Fisher in name day, the year where he called to the bar, na England, as na British bar, and they even states who say they work that 10 day. He was now them states they see and they clearly Law Officers Department, Government of Sierra Leone. I have that document up to today. Now, if you go to that website there now, you're not going to see in name there anymore. You know why? Because the man not a lawyer anymore. The man now a judge. But I saw his name there. Now I shown with authority that the British Bar Association, the British Bar, has Adrian's name as a legal practitioner recognized in Britain as a lawyer. Recognized. And here in Sierra Leone, the law is sacrosanct clear. So once the government of Sierra Leone you work for, you are exempted from certain restrictions where other persons who can practice outside of government go face. But that was the time when he was a lawyer. So I now realize he's fully qualified to have prosecuted me as a lawyer. And all equity he do me, yes. But was he not qualified? He was qualified. And I'm not going to allow any kind of bias now for mislead the public, say Adrian Fisher not qualified. He was qualified. I investigated him. I got a response from the bar in England. And the document, I have it there. They sent them, they even sent us a database. You they see all the names of the people there, including the year where they qualify and who side in the current work. I have that document. And I also urge any of you for write and confirm whether Adrian Fisher was not recognized up to the point he became a judge. Because now he's a judge, he cannot be recognized as a lawyer. Now, is he qualified to be a judge? Yes, he is qualified to be a judge. Under section 135(3) and 135(4) of the Sierra Leone Constitution, Adrian Fisher is fully qualified to sit as a judge. So let them left for fool now because they get biased. Me no they hate person till I hate me country. Because this na hate you country. Now I'm gonna make you they go and mislead people them with a document from General Legal Counsel were reticent, were defunct. And lastly, the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone don't even pull a ruling out last year on this issue of who is qualified to be called to, considered as called, considered as enrolled. It's all been arranged. It's all been discussed. It's now law in Sierra Leone. Now make you not go see any lawyer at the challenge on this now tonight. Una watch. Now only Botobata people then go and talk say Adrian not qualified. You not go see any lawyer. No lawyer. No go team up and tell una say Adrian Fisher not qualified for be a judge. No lawyer not go tell you that. At the challenge una this night, una watch no more. Just watch. That letter una see at the address to somebody. The tell way Adrian was a legal practitioner, and the time before the Supreme Court they rule on who is called, when is the person considered called. But now that all of that has been arranged, and now that I tell una authoritatively say me don't investigate, Adrian Fisher is recognized up to last year before he turned to judge. He was recognized in Britain as a lawyer, trained in Britain. In fact, in qualifications right now, is almost fit for being Supreme Court judge. Adrian Fisher, yes. You might not like him, but let us be honest to people them. Let us let for mislead with people them. Let us let for fool with people them. You the lawyers them, una know better. Una stand up and talk the truth to people them. More una the APC lawyers. Una law left for twist facts them, for mislead the people them, because we want for score cheap points. It is dangerous. It's not good for this country. Una step up to the plate and una educate with people them. Adrian Fisher is qualified to be a lawyer. Adrian Fisher is qualified to be a judge. And in judgment where he give, I will spend time in the coming days for talk about in judgment. Adrian Fisher was so kind to Usman Fode Yansane. Because if you may get malice for Usman Fode Yansane, for example, but who side up on that judgment day? When for just the expose, like the side where Usman Fode Yansane come in open court, he commit perjury. In one way say this, they forget say me, don't say this, he say that. Adrian Fisher could have put all of that in the judgment. He not put on there. He was kind to Payansane. He treated him with respect. But the truth has to be told that Payansane and Esbai Kroma and others, they don't behave like statesmen. They behaved like criminally minded people. They behaved in an anti-democratic manner. And the only side where we forget justice, now from the courts. And he gave us justice, but at the same time, he tried to maintain the respect small. You know, cause, you know, bring out all the negativity the way you would have expected person to bring out. So for me, the judgment is a superb judgment. And in the coming days, I could take me time. But let me just round up once again by telling you now that Alfred Peter Conteh has absolutely no say in deciding who becomes secretary. So the issue of Sylvia Blyden fighting to be secretary and Alfred Peter Conteh saying he doesn't want Sylvia to be secretary, now rubbish. Alfred Peter Conteh not get no say in who they become secretary. Even who becomes the chairman, out of the 9, they give 9 names. And then when the 21-man committee meet for the first time, then they choose the chairman. But the chairman has to be from those 9. But if we then go don't choose the chairman from those 9 then go allow them forget them say. But if those 9 they're not able to convince the balance 12 for C according to how then the 9 they see, then Alfred Peter Conteh is just there. Because, as I don't point out to Una, the judge say simple majority. Only 11 people take a decision. Boom. Whatever the 11 people decide, boom. That's what goes. So Alfred Peter Conteh and his 9 people, they'll be there. Don't allow them to have their say, but they'll not be able to force their way. So Justice Adrian Fisher has really done well for the APC, for stabilize the party. Now, we on roll, especially me on roll, now for make sure say me party, we rebuild them back to waiting make Shekap Robin Stevens and the other founding fathers decide for form a party called the All People's Congress, APC. Live forever, backward never. On that note today, I go into tonight's broadcast, as I can always do, with the tune of the national anthem. And the reason we make I can play the tune of the national anthem is because I can want when the tune they play, then they reflect on the words spoken, they sing, when we they sing about the land that we love, our Sierra Leone. May God bless we all. Amen.